Then 20 seconds, I just logged off. I shut one live, I got in the next live, right? So this is the continuation of live of the six, because I could not remember what I was talking about. I gave that long speech just to kind of go, just have a brain fart. Um, so so I was thinking that if the body needs a daily supply of certain nutrients, right, of certain minerals and trace elements, right? If your body needs this, and so let's just say if you're deficient in one of these minerals, right? Let's just say you're deficient in, I don't know, in iron, sodium, freaking potassium, magnesium, uh, right? There's like, I think that was just five. I think there's like a few other ones that I'm missing. Uh, but if you're low in those are minerals, right? But if you're also low in these trace elements, which is like iodine, um, selenium. Not, I'm not pronouncing that right. Um, then there's there's like three other ones that I just went blank on that I can't remember. Um, and so these are small traces, right? These are small trace amounts that go in your thing, in your blood, right, in your bloodstream or whatever, that helps your body to function. So if if your body constantly, right, so let's just make it easy, right? Let's just kind of dumb it down and kind of use like something as a reference. So let's use gas, right, and a car. So what happens is, if you know you need a half a tank of gas to get to work and back home, right? Then you know how much to take, right? So then you're like, okay, like I'll fill up my gas tank halfway. I'll be able to make it back and forth, blah 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 blah. Now, what? Okay, let's just never mind. That was a poor example. Let's go back to the iodine. So not the iodine, but back to the minerals, right? And the trace minerals. So what happens is, if you don't get enough of these daily minerals and trace minerals, then your cells, right, which depend on them, your body, which depends on these things, is going to be like, oh, like, well, dang, he didn't feed us, um, so for a mineral, right? Dang, he didn't feed us magnesium today. So, magnesium, you're responsible for like over 300 different functions. We're gonna have to like, we're gonna have to like, we're gonna have to like, reconcile for that, right? And so, how would the body do that? Well, maybe one, maybe it'll break down a cell inside of itself that already has the magnesium, so it can maybe like, use that as an emergency, right? It could possibly like, um, eat cells that you have in your body, right? So these cells are called like iodines and radical free radicals, or oxidants or something like that, and free radicals. And so these are basically feeding their fuel systems for like cancers, right, and stuff like that. And what I'm thinking is, these are these cells that are in our bodies are like things that our body no longer can use. So it's like, I ate the most important thing of that cell, and everything else I can't use. So then your body's like, oh well, if you're not going to use it and it's still storing, the cancer can use that, right? But anyways, what I'm thinking is that before it becomes a free radical, your body tries to produce the enzyme, basically the uh, the mono the what is it called? The amino acid, right? It's trying to build amino acids. And if our bodies, if our body's built from a bunch of protein, right? Bunch of amino acids, they become mono, poly, or peptides. You got peptides and blah 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 blah, right? Then you got polypeptides. You got a bunch of different things, right? So these amino acids are the building blocks of our DNA sequence. So if your body is relying on that magnesium and you don't give it to them, then your body's there's a potential of why your body changes, right? So it's telling the cell, hey cell, like, because our body makes over, I don't know, a bunch of cells a day, daily. And so when you're making these cells, your body needs these minerals to construct these cells, right? And if you don't have these minerals, then those minerals are going to affect the way those cells are being constructed. And if those cells, right, and even these minerals are having effect on the amino acid, basically, right? These peptides that are being made, or these polypeptides or whatever that are being made from these amino acids, are being affected by the low mineral consumption. So then the body's like, okay, well, I can change. If we need magnesium to activate this peptide and on that amino acid or whatever, right? Or that amino acid on that peptide, and I can't use it because I'm not getting enough, magnesium. Well, what can we do to kind of save this? Right? The body would be like, what can we do to kind of like to like, I guess, to kind of keep the body getting that magnesium, or like tricking the body into sending magnesium, or just something weird, right? I don't know, not weird, but just something like that, right? Or it could be totally different. But then, anyways, so then it changes it, right? Let's just say if you had this structure, right? If you had I forgot what they're calling them. I forgot what they call them when you have the peptide structures, or these peptide structures, or whatever they're called, like polypeptides, or I forgot exactly what they're called after they're built from amino acids. But anyways, then let's just say if you have, like, because there's different enzymes or amino acids, right? Because you can have like a building block where one's hydrophobic and one's not hydrophobic, one's hydrophobic and one's hydrophilic, right? And so let's just say the hydrophilic is the one, or the hydrophobic is the one, like, oh yeah, like, I like magnesium, but if I can't get it, then I'm just gonna convert to hydrophilic. Then that's changed the DNA sequence, which alters, right, that genetic makeup, and then your body starts producing something different, right? And I think that's what's going on, is our body is getting low amounts of minerals and trace of minerals and because I want to say, and because we are not consuming the daily recommended amounts. Why? Because the food that we are consuming lacks it. And if you take supplements, there's 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 probably a benefit to it, but at the same time, I'm assuming that there's a con. So what I was just thinking, what I was talking about earlier, is like an animal. I wonder if they know. So like, because like I said, it starts from the bottom, right? So uh, I wonder if like animals that are in like Africa, right? That like where no man goes and like hunts or basically have torn up, right? And these animals, I wonder, like the like the hunters, right? The predators, when they get the right, when the carnivores eat the herbivores, if those carnivores are getting like enough everything to the point where they're just like, well, I don't need, I got like, my body's telling me that I don't need to eat for the next like 3 to 4 days because I'm not lacking these minerals or trace elements, right? Um, or is it the case that there's that um that they're still not getting that daily need, that daily threshold? But I think that's what it is, though, is that, to kind of recap and summarize, is low amounts of minerals and trace minerals cause a change in a cellular. It causes changes on a cellular level.